Welcome to Deer Driven. I'm Sherman, and today we're going to be going over some of the clips that didn't make the cut in any of our episodes over the last 6 months or so. We do a ton of filming throughout the year, and we make quite a bit of content, as you guys have seen in our channel so far, but there's also a lot of stuff that we just don't have enough material around in order to make an episode out of, but still cool experiences or unique experiences that happen in the woods. And that's what we're gonna be looking at today. Just got 6 or 7, I think, different clips here. The first one probably should have been made into an episode. This is Ruben's self-filmed doe from the last day of archery season this past year. So it's February 15th. He did a great job filming these. I think there's 4 does that were coming in the snow. He hasn't been self-filming for very long, but he did a killer job on this filming work. Even had his GoPro up over his shoulder, got that secondary angle. I think it was a heart shot. He ended up recovering that deer. Even got on it as it was running off, so pretty cool hunt. This next clip is from this turkey season. Tyler was out hunting some public ground, and he had some birds gobbling behind him in the timber, but out in this field he noticed the coyote coming across way out in front of him, kept calling, and this thing ended up working his way in looking for him, and he was able to get his camera on it and get a shot off. The birds they were still gobbling after he shot, but he didn't have any luck with the turkeys. But I mean, we have a hard enough time getting coyotes to come in with a e-caller, during the winter, but he called one in during turkey season when I wasn't even trying to. Shot it at like 30 yards, dropped it. That's one less turkey killer in the woods. This clip is kind of cool. This is from opening day rifle season in Missouri last year. Me and Chad went out to my uncle's place, and my uncle was out behind his house dozing some trees, and my aunt came out and said that he had jumped a buck out of that spot, which there's like no cover there. I don't know why he was in there, but they saw it run into this little island of trees out in the middle of his cornfield that you can see in this clip right here. And they said that they didn't see him run out of that. And we showed up. We're like, there's no way it's in there. But I sent Chad up, and he sat up on top of the hill on this cornfield. I went and looped back on the opposite side of this little finger of trees, and sure enough, there's a buck and a doe. I think the doe must have been an estrus, because he didn't care that I was there. He was just doing whatever the doe did. Got some cool footage of them hanging out in there. Actually called Chad on the phone while I was filming them and told him, hey, they're in here. They're about to come. Like, are you ready? And so they ran out of there. Doe goes running across. You can see her in that footage barely, and then the buck comes behind. He took a couple shots, but missed. Probably should have waited for it to stop, but pretty unique situation there. So I know we talked about going fishing and having some fishing content this spring on one of our previous episodes, and obviously we haven't come out with anything yet as far as fishing goes this year. That's because we haven't had any luck, really. This is walleye fishing. I don't remember, maybe beginning of April. Me and Chad and Darren went out below this dam, and Chad hooked up on one right away at the very beginning. Pretty good fish. It was stripping line like crazy before I turned the camera on, and he was fighting it.
You got the net?
And we were getting pretty excited about it, and it ends up getting hung up on a rock, we think. And Chad snapped his line. So that was the best action we had on that trip. So we didn't make an episode out of it, but it's still a fun experience. We went out there at like 11 o'clock at night, and it's a pretty good time. This next one is when we went down, we tried to do some snagging in a small river not too far from where we live. We heard that the spoonbill were spawning and running up the creeks further upstream, closer to the lake. We didn't want to drive that far, so we went to a spot Chad had been to before. And as soon as we walked down the bank, and Chad's filming, he was filming me at first. I had the reel in hand before I could even get the thing figured out. And I haven't used one of these They're a little bit different than a bait caster or an open face. So I wasn't really familiar with how to use this rod and reel. And so I was trying to get it figured out. And before I could even get it figured out, big spoonbill, I'm sure it was a legal one,
What was that?
comes swimming up into the shallows right next to us. And so I'm sitting there trying to figure out how the reel works, and I can't get it figured out. I'm asking Chad what to do, but he's so focused on filming that he can't explain what I need to do. And this fish is just splashing like 10 feet from us probably. So I finally get it figured out, cast out there, he's already gone. And I bird nest like twice in a row, trying to cast right where he was at because I didn't know what I was doing. And yeah, it was kind of a mess. It was exciting there for a second, but it was kind of a mess. We didn't have any luck after that. Normally, if the fish are running good, you'll see them hitting the top and rolling a whole bunch. And we really didn't see anything after that. This clip, Tyler filmed this spring in Missouri, hunting public land. He walked up a ridge to get set up right before they started gobbling. Blew a hoot out call right below where this turkey ended up being at. He didn't respond. Went another 50 yards, set up, and got to film this tom gobbling in this tree. It's just some really cool footage. And it gobbled several times. He ended up getting it flying down, and the bird ended up shutting up when it flew down. Tyler thought it was gone. He stood up. The bird wasn't that far from him, just behind some brush, and it took off. So just one of those hunts that didn't work out, but really cool footage right there. Another turkey hunt here. This is right out these windows, right in front of me, just in our field here where I live. I've been hunting earlier in the morning at my uncle's place, didn't have any luck. Came back home, and this was the morning when there was like a blizzard. I don't know if you guys in Missouri who hunt turkeys remember here a couple weeks ago, we had a blizzard in the middle of turkey season. That just doesn't happen around here. It was that morning, I came home from my uncle's, didn't have any luck there. I was making some pancakes or something in the kitchen. I was hungry. Looked out this window, there's a tom and 3 hens out there, and they were just milling around in this while it was snowing. They were just feeding. They weren't really in the mood or anything. So I tried to loop around in front of them. I had to sneak behind in this ditch behind my house, got out to some cover, got set up on a pond bank, and once the snow stopped, it immediately melted. This tom came by like 70 yards, gobbled at me a couple times. Really exciting hunt, and he just didn't end up coming in. He just worked off with the hens, but it was really awesome. And then here's just some duck footage that Tyler got last fall. He went out with a buddy, and they had some luck. So there's some cool kill shots that he has here. But again, just not enough content around it to make into a full episode. So pretty cool little shots there. So yeah, that's all we got for this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna hopefully crank out some fresh content this summer. We're not sure exactly what that's gonna look like, but we wanna try a few different things and hopefully stay pretty consistent with the videos. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Was that far enough? I got something.
Did you?
No, didn't get the reel, and then he came off.